So with Black Ops 6, we know of a bit of the future here for what's upcoming, and maybe the entire rest of Season 1. We haven't seen the duration of the Squid Games event revealed to us yet, but the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of expecting this to last the rest of the season with how many LTMs and a new Battle Pass track that are apparently coming to this. So now we can start to kind of look towards a little bit of the future beyond that. Today, I want to be taking a look at the weapons that we haven't seen just yet, but could be making their way into the game a little sooner rather than later. So today, we're filling you in on those and letting you know when, how they'll be rolled out, and other implications for the future of building out your arsenal in Black Ops 6. So drop your thoughts down below. What's a weapon that you'd like to see in Black Ops 6 in future seasons if you had all the creative control? What's a weapon you'd throw in there? Let me know, and make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 6 and other FPS content as well. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, let's get into it. So as of right now, there's about 11 weapons that we know of that are in the game files and appear to be coming at some point in the near future. When, how, and accompanied by what are still some unknowns, though we have enough understanding that we can make some inferences on that. But first thing, what's the weaponry? We currently know of 3 additional primary weapons that are apparently in the game files for Black Ops 6, the first of which is the FAL. Based off the FN-FAL, naturally, this is a classic weapon seen in Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Black Ops 2, and most recently Modern Warfare 2019, along with the offshoots of COD Online, back when that was still operational, and COD Mobile, along with being seen in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered build. So it's a weapon that we are relatively familiar with, and a classic, I'd say, by all regards. But while a battle rifle in the real world, it's also been classified as an assault rifle in every introduction in COD titles. So while we've seen things that it might be able to fit as a marksman rifle, it's still probably safe to consider that it's going to be an assault rifle, fitting in that category. But semi-auto, decent damage alongside it, decent fire rate, and something that may be a pretty versatile semi-auto rifle for those that like to get a more precise shot on what they're taking aim at. But honestly, really looking forward to that one. We also know of the SAR-80, which at first glance, if you take a look at this, may look like the Model L or the Ames, but the SAR-80 has not yet been featured just yet. The Ames being a play off the AR-18, and the Model L being, well, the Model L. Now, this in real life is an assault rifle, so I'm curious to see if this is actually going to be the case where the weapons that we know of right now for the future both are 2 rifles, or if it's possible to see the FAL folded into the marksman category perhaps, which would kind of even that playing field about seeing more weapons spread out evenly across the different classifications of weaponry, but who knows? Although, honestly, I'll take more assault rifles. As an assault rifle main, I'm not going to complain. Obviously, if you're somebody that likes SMGs or any of the other classifications of weapons, seeing 2 in sort of one leak video isn't necessarily the greatest news, but that might be something that is a coin toss at that point. And the final primary weapon that we know of is the Pellington. Now, if I'm guessing, this is the Pellington 703 from Black Ops Cold War. I mean, what else could it be? While the Remington 700 has been in COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare Remastered before, Cold War's most recent introduction was something that fits perfectly with the Black Ops catalog here, especially with only a minor time jump here between Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 6. Honestly, very much so looking forward to this coming back if that was the case. Had a lot of fun sniping with that in Black Ops Cold War, though honestly I wasn't the best sniper. Still a lot of fun. And it's one that again is a more recent classic weapon, I'd say, though that might be up for debate. Secondary weapons, we know of 2 additional ones here coming. The first of which being the 5.7, which is another classic from back in the day, seen in COD 4, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2. So it'll be nice to see after so much time away that we do have this coming back into the arsenal and the rotation for your weaponry. And honestly, the 5.7 was always such a fun pistol to use. Like, I'm not really one that cares too much about pistols, but I love that one from back in the day. So very much so looking forward to that coming. Then finally, the M72 Law Launcher. A DLC launcher is kind of interesting to consider in my opinion. To my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the last one we've had for a DLC launcher was Black Ops 3, unless I'm misremembering that I'm just totally glossing over 1 or 2 others that may have happened. But it's interesting because if you're trying to get dark matter done, and skipping certain classifications with DLC weapons is obviously something that is a very big benefit out of this, only needing 33 weapons for dark matter, nebula, or abyss camo. So skipping the launchers is something that probably a lot of players have done. But if you're not skipping the launchers by this point, you might be in luck, because if it acts like how it has in Black Ops the original when it was last seen, it's going to be a lock-on launcher, meaning you have 2 of the lock-on launchers available, which is way easier. The HE1 was the big pain in the launcher category, and now with the special of the Siren, you can skip that if you'd like to and still make your progress towards Diamond, Dark Spine, and Dark Matter, the equivalents there, but having another launcher that locks on might be beneficial. But that said, we said there were 11 weapons. That's only been 5. So what are the other ones? Well, a couple of melee weapons fill out that list, going to 11. Firstly, the ice pick is one that's going to be interesting, but even more so interesting is the sort of grouping of these melee weapons we've learned about recently of the katana, sais, nunchucks, bow staff, and skateboard melee weapons. Now, some of those are really odd, but the prevailing theory is that it's another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collaboration, which would be really cool, and if there's multiple like that, it kind of indicates that it'd be a lot bigger than just the sort of Shredder crossover skin that we saw with Modern Warfare 2, and honestly, kind of lends some cadence to that theory of the upcoming Squid Games event being a more regular thing with a larger, like month-long event that's a lot larger in content and seasonal offering as well. We might see one that seems to be for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, the next biggest question comes down to, when will these release? That is the big question mark that there truly is no answer just yet here. Definitively, nothing in the game files has linked these just yet to a specific season that I've seen so far, but it's possible with Season 2. I mean, that's a hefty number of weapons, but we also saw a bunch of weapons released throughout Black Ops 6's Season 1, that it could be something that this is the next batch on deck. I'm not necessarily expecting that to be the case, but rather possibility. Now, how they'll be rolled out is similar to, again, Season 1. And Season 1 changed up the sort of standard norm for how we'll see weapons rolled out from years prior compared to where we are now, because basically everything was just Battle Pass updates at that point as of recently. But with Black Ops 6, we saw more and more being rolled out in events. So what I'm expecting is another 2 in the Battle Pass, but others in the seasonal events, whether those be those bi-weekly events where you have 14 days to complete it, and you end up getting something like the AMR Mod 4 or the Siren based off community or personal accomplishments, or it's quite possible we see something happen like the upcoming Squid Game where there's going to be another Battle Pass track associated with that event for a limited time. And that could be something that, like we mentioned, could be something like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, where that's a larger multi-weapon process that rolls these out for a larger event. But as with all talks about how weaponry is being introduced in the future, one of the beautiful parts is the helping of the camo grinds. We mentioned you only need 33 weapons for Dark Matter, Nebula, or Abyss camo, and you can effectively skip weapon classifications with each of these weapons being introduced. So again, for theory's sake and simplicity, since there's only 2 of them, the launchers, let's say. If you don't want to do the launchers, you already have the opportunity to do a special of the Siren, but taking that out of the equation as well, you'd also only need 2 additional DLC weapons added on top of the classifications of any of the other ones out there. So if you want to do the Krieg C and the SOG for Season 1, you could already skip the entirety of that launcher classification. And as we go deeper into the year, same thing can happen for even more weapons. Like if you don't want to do any of the snipers, that's 3 weapons you have to skip, because while there are 4, you only need 3 base for the diamond snipers and the equivalents there beyond that. So this can help you out tremendously if you're still working towards any camos, be it multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone camos. But that said, look into the future just to round this out here in a sort of for fun discussion. Honestly, I would love to see, at least me personally, I'd love to see things like the MSMC, Peacekeeper, a DSR as a hint towards 2025's COD next year, the 1911, and a few other weapons, whether they are exactly as those or not, because they may not be era specific, or they act like those. I'd love to see that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's the weapons that we know of that are still to come, how they'll likely be released, and when they may be released as well. But that said, let me know your thoughts down below. Anything that you're liking out of this list, anything that you would like to see added to this list in the future, let me know. But drop your thoughts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. Of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Send us a single thing running all things Black Ops 6 as we gear up for a new year here in 2025, along with other FPS content I'd love to have in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.